So I'm at mum's now because I did have a shower, and because she texted me and she said, oh look, she said parcels have come for you. So, and it's my snapfish stuff, which is really cool because these are the photos that when I took all the photos of all the residents, I sent them off to Snap to print. Now because they are reduced staff, it's taking long. Yeah, so when I'm home, very excited to open these. Yay! Oh, and oh, it's heavy too. Ooh, I don't know why there's a elastic band over it. But look, it's the yellow A box. LFA box. Look at it in all its wonderful glory. Look at that. Keep your own magic. Ooh, I'm so excited to open it. Look at that. Yay.
George Floyd's life was taken. As his family gather to mourn his death, there are demands for America to look into its soul.
No more hate crimes, please. Someone said make America great again, but when has America ever been great?
And the promise that his passing will never be forgotten.
As we lay you to rest today, the movement won't rest until we get justice, until we have one standard of justice. Your family is going to miss you, George, but your nation is going to always remember your name, because your neck was one that represented all of us. And how you suffered represented our suffering. You fought a good fight. You kept the faith. You finished your course. Go on and get your rest now. Go on and see mama now. We gonna fight on. We gonna fight on. We gonna fight on. We gonna fight on.
70 years ago, the great American novelist Ralph Ellison wrote of his plight as a black man in his own country. I am invisible, understand, simply because people refuse to see me. George Floyd is no longer invisible. He is now a symbol of a past and a present people refuse to accept any longer. And above all, he is a symbol of hope for a better future.
Coming up tomorrow night on Sky News, we'll be discussing many of the issues raised in tonight's film in a special live studio debate. We'll be joined by, amongst others, the Hollywood actor David Oyelowo, along with a live virtual audience watching from home. Join me, Gillian Joseph, on Sky News at 8 p.m. tomorrow night for Race and Revolution. Is change going to come? It's the latest grieving family in America after protests over another man killed by police.
I can never get my husband back. I can never get my best friend. I can never tell my daughter, oh, he's coming to take you skating or swimming lessons.
I've felt exposed and vulnerable in the last couple of weeks.
And we speak to the black officers walking the thin blue line in the aftermath of George Floyd's death, also tonight. The red letter day for English retail as customers return to the shops. Adding some oomph to the Brexit trade talks, Boris Johnson insists the UK and EU aren't far apart. A summer holiday in the age of coronavirus, the tourists tentatively returning to the Med. And we'll take a look at tomorrow's front pages. That's in the press preview at 10:30.
Some new pudding. Walking to the bank.
As well.
I'm with
You
Mummy.
can afford it. Come on, you can afford it.
Mummy.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hiya.
Really nice sunny day today. Oh. So I just went and saw Mama, give her some hugs and stuff before she went to work. And I just popped into the butcher's to get some pies for Mum and Granddad and for us. Hi me. What the hell? Go on then. I'm just leaving them and sorting them out.
Because ever since 401 years ago, the reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be is you kept your knee on our neck.
8 minutes and 46 seconds. The killing of George Floyd. Available now.
The British survivors, part of the biggest breakthrough yet in the treatment of COVID-19.
I'm sure I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that drug.
They say the steroid is the start of something important and would have already saved more than up to 5,000 lives in Britain alone. Also tonight, the footballer who pushed the Prime Minister to change course over free meals for more than 1 million children. 3 million claiming benefits, the surge in unemployment after the economy shut down. Tension at the top of the world, the fighting between Chinese and Indian troops, which has left at least 20 dead. The solid support for the Premier League as the game gears up to kick off again tomorrow night. And we'll take another look at tomorrow's front pages. That's coming up in the press preview at 11:30.
I'm getting some. So I just delivered one more photograph to a man, and he was thrilled with it. He was so happy, so happy, which in turn made me happy. And he said that he doesn't get photos of himself very often. He said, but he loves it. He loves it, and he was so thrilled with it. And I was like, my last photo of the couple that I took, they weren't in yesterday either, so I'll try tomorrow morning. So yeah. But when I delivered them yesterday, I delivered a lot of them yesterday. Oopsie. And everyone was so pleased with it, and they said thank you very much. And you know, two people who actually demonstrated today also said, you know what, how much do I owe you for it? And I said, no, it's free. They said, I feel like I must give you something. I said, no. I said it was for my university project. I'm just very, very thankful that you let me to take photos of you in such a short time as well, where I couldn't ask. So I said, so I'm just incredibly thankful to you, and I thought it'd be nice to print the photos out and give them to everybody. Yeah, so, but everyone was so happy with them, and I've met a lot of those people too, and chatted with them, and it's been really, really nice. And with the family I took photos of, the mother, she was so happy with them, very happy with them. So it's just a lovely thing. I'm very happy to hear that, you know, they're happy and they like my photos. They're all really, really pleased with them, and they're thrilled with them, and that makes me so happy. And you know, I'm so thankful for them, because at the time, you know, when I'm running around and I only have 1 minute to shoot them, I can't ask them. Or with the family I did ask them beforehand, but everybody else I couldn't. So I'm just so happy that they're happy and they love them, so yay! I'm so glad. And some of them have, one lady had a son, and says, you know, I told my son about you because he does photography and he was on the news for it. He's doing the same thing as you. And he wanted to know about you, who you were, your name and everything. And that's how I gave him my business card as well, as you saw. I'm just really happy that they're happy. I made so many neighbours happy, and I'm so glad of that. And I'm happy, you know. I don't mind. And he said, you know, I must give you something. How much do I owe you? I said, no. Because it's not about the money. I did it because I wanted to. I did it because it was from my uni, but then I printed them out, everything. And it's out of my own pocket, and I don't mind it at all. I like that I'm doing it. And I made everybody happy, and in turn I've made myself happy. So. Little pandemic, people are. Oh. What noise did I make? It's like, I don't even know. Imogen, come back, it's alright. I'm laughing at myself. Imogen, what is that face? What are you doing? Yes, right now I'm editing the stuff, and yes, my LOA box came. But I'm not going to open it yet because I want to do a separate video when I open it. So excited for that. And I don't know what else. Tomorrow I'm over to Mum's having dinner. Yay! And I'm staying with Mum for I think over the weekend as well. So that's good. I like staying with Mum. Yeah.
And there we are, that's quite
So
something.
there's the football now.
And they won't be choosing the end of their fans because there's no fans there. But they're gathering round the circle for
you can now see all
the silence. Let's stay with the silence.
Let's stay with the silence. Okay, we can just stay with the silence.
So there we are, that is the moment's silence, and now the Premier League is about to restart. All the action obviously on Sky Sports, but Martha Kellner, our sports correspondent, is still with me. And Martha, it is a poignant experience from what we've seen, but also an odd experience, isn't it, in front of an empty ground like that?
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, just being stood out here, you could hear the names being read off the team sheet. Usually they'd be followed by huge explosions of noise after each name's read out. Instead, just complete silence. Of course, the people in there, most of them neutral observers, newspaper reporters, radio reporters. So it will be a bizarre experience for the players. Some of them, a few of them, may have played in empty stadiums before. Sometimes stadiums are shut as a form of disciplinary action, but most of them will never have experienced anything like this. And the Aston Villa coach, Dean Smith, was saying beforehand that some of his players will lack that adrenaline rush. Some will react in very different ways to not having fans inside the stadium. It has to be said, the clubs are trying to compensate for the lack of fans in stadiums. I know at Villa Park they have a big video wall at one of the ends, and after every goal they'll have fans that they've got cameras stationed at home with them, which will be featured on those video walls. Other clubs, I spent a bit of time at Brighton earlier this week, and they actually have cardboard cutouts which fans have been able to buy in order to feel that they have some form of presence inside the stadium. But yeah, completely bizarre. I mean, just to be around the confines of this stadium, it's almost empty. And then 2 hours later, attention will turn to Manchester, and that huge match between Manchester City and Arsenal yet to come.
Response, of course, to the death of George Floyd in police custody in the United States, and we will just look at the pictures around the country. This is, as you can see on the screen there, Manchester, and these are protests taking place. They don't seem to be taking the knee at the moment, but this Walthamstow in East London, and also in East London, another protest there. So, as Boris Johnson was involved in a minor car crash as he left Parliament today after a protester ran in front of his car. The Prime Minister's driver was forced to slam on the brakes, and the car carrying his security detail then ran into the back of Mr. Johnson's car. A Downing Street spokesman said there were no reports of any injuries in the incident. A man was detained by police. Chinese movement, Sally Lockwood, is in Manchester. So Sally, just give us a sense of the the protests where you are?
Yeah, Mark, people here who are gathering for a third week now have just taken a knee for 2 minutes. They're now chanting and clapping, and some motivational talks by the organisers, of course, to raise awareness for the cause, the movement Black Lives Matter protests, of course, that originated in the US, demanding justice for one man, for George Floyd, has quickly morphed into a worldwide demonstration. And the protest here this week began with some music by Nina Simone. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. This was one of the original locations for this Take the Knee protest, which has become a weekly event since the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. This is the third week it's taken place here, and organisers say it will continue every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And certainly it does feel like it's really gathering momentum rather than losing momentum more than 3 weeks on since George Floyd's death. This was one of the 3 original locations for this protest. There are now 15 taking place in Greater Manchester tonight to raise awareness for justice for George Floyd, to take a stand against police brutality and for action against racism, for everyday discrimination. This is an area of Greater Manchester which celebrates its diversity, and it's hoped that this protest will continue. The organisers don't want it to stop, they want it to continue every Wednesday evening. The death of George Floyd was a traumatic event for many black people who are all too familiar with racism and discrimination, and they do hope that it will at least change the course of history.
Okay, Sally, thank you very much indeed, and we saw pictures there too from East London.
Characterized as thugs were the ones he literally ordered our military to clear from the square in front of the White House.
I wanted to ask
he
you
was trying
specifically about that and the fact that he used tear gas on the protesters.
They were totally peaceful protesters, and what he was trying to do, as he often does, is to mischaracterize them and their behavior and their goals and lump them in with the time, absolutely, for a photo opportunity holding a book he's never read.
Or should I say afternoon? I am so atrocious today with timings. Oh gosh, that's Mama. See?
Holding a news conference, and we hope to speak to our correspondent to bring us up to date. But just before we do, I want to bring you a couple more details from that press conference. He has not said who is carrying out this cyber attack, but saying it's a sophisticated state-based actor, so a country, but declined to name any specific country. He said the cyber attack itself is affecting all levels of government, industry, political organisations, education, health, essential service providers and operators of other critical infrastructure. So a
and yes, I can tell you that I slept most of the day. Oh my gosh, I look absolutely terrible. I'm so sorry. I look so dreadful. I'm so sorry. Where's my fringe? My fringe is gone. Oh dear. Oh hello. Hello. Looking like this, I look so terrible. I'm so sorry. Hello. What day is it? It's Friday. Yeah, I'm at Mum's now. I spent most of the day because I didn't get home from... I went and saw my friend yesterday. We talked, set the boards to right sort of thing. And no, it was good. And I spent quite a long time there, so... yeah. Setting the world to right and all that. But, you know, I feel better for it, you know, having someone to talk to, so that's really important. Yeah, because as I mentioned yesterday, I felt like a weird blob. I didn't feel kind of quite myself. My word, I look so terrible. My gosh. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and Aunt Mum's, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit confused right now. I'm sorry. I will get there soon. Man, I look dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Anyway, bye. So I was gonna do some filming today, like an actual video. Actual video. But I don't actually know if I should, since I look kind of terrible right now. Yeah. I don't know. But yes, I'm in my bra, so what? I have no idea. I don't know anymore. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm having a weird time right now. I'm having weird moments lately. I'm not 100% myself. No, now at the moment. This past week I haven't been like 100% myself. Which is fine. Sometimes we all don't feel 100% ourselves. Yeah. I might do a video tomorrow though. Film a video tomorrow. Because I was going to do an unboxing. Which I had planned. I don't know. I'm like looking at myself and like, I don't look great. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I don't think I look that great. Do I? No. Actually, I don't look that bad. I don't know. Oh, so weird. I'm like, actually, I don't look that bad, but then I do, and I'm like, oh, what do I do now? And by the way, my skin isn't oily. This is just literally how I washed my face. When you wash your face, it's supposed to be matte, right? Nope, mine's not. Mine's ultra shiny. Especially my forehead. Look at that. Woo, look at that shine. Oh, why am I so weird? I really haven't been feeling myself 100% this week, so, which is fine. It's fine not to feel 100% yourself, because sometimes you have good days and bad days, but you know, it's just, I'm in this feeling kind of like a weird like blob. My god, I look terrible. And I know I have freckles. I have quite a lot of freckles, and they come out in the sun, and I don't really like freckles. Well, I like freckles. I don't know. I kind of like freckles, and I kind of like my freckles on me, but sometimes in a weird light, it can make my skin look a bit dirty, and it's not. And, I'm so weird. Anyway, bye everybody. I'm trying not to like bring people down with me, so I'm very sorry if I've done that. Please be positive. But if you don't feel 100%, talk to someone, and hopefully sometime you'll feel better. Bye. I really have to pee, but I'm not sure if I should. I think if you guys just saw my other vlogs, I can tell you don't like flying insects. I'm good with other insects, but not flying ones. Yeah. I didn't mean to frighten you, I just didn't want you to be in the bathroom. That's all, okay? Hi everyone, so anyway, I managed to get the moth out, and it's okay. So today is June 19th, I think everybody knows that now. But in America, they're celebrating June 19th because that was the day that slaves were freed. However, some didn't know about it. For example, in Texas, and they didn't know about it until 2.5 years later. And so they're now saying we should celebrate this day because slaves became free, and we haven't been celebrating it, and some of us don't even know anything about it. And I know I don't live in America, But I didn't even know this either. I mean, I know about the 4th of July, but I didn't know about this. So everybody's celebrating this day, June 19th, which is Juneteenth, which is where Worcester States became free. So yay! So I just filmed 2 videos, yay! But I've realised it's, what time is it? 5:04, and I have not eaten. I've been awake since like 10-11, and I haven't eaten at all, which is very bad, and I do not suggest anybody do this. And I do this, and I did this yesterday, and please, anyone else, please don't do this, and please eat. If you haven't eaten yet, please eat. If you haven't, and learn for your own lessons and your own words, Imogen. Bye. And pasta and vegetables. I'm at 25.
Bit. They're open, not the shop.
Granddad.
Oh, not the shop. Oh, that's what I was thinking you meant the shop.
Go.
Have you been in the town centre lately?
Eastbourne? No, not at all.
No.
Hi, Granddad.
I have. They're not going to plant the flower beds in the front. So it's going to look really good.
This is a perfect way for her to not only stop the attacker, but also really be able to escape the situation. So if I'm here and I have my hands around her neck, instead of, wanting to push me away, she's actually gonna hold me down here. So look, her hands are holding my arms in place. This is what's gonna set up the arm bar. Now what she does is she's gonna lift her hips up, bring her legs over my shoulders, pinch her knees in. Now that's securing my elbow, and it's perfect for hyperextension. And now she's just gonna drive her hips forward, tap. She's not just lifting her legs up, she needs to make up for the distance. So what she's gonna do is use her hips, coming all the way up, exactly. Now it doesn't matter how big I am, doesn't matter how small she is. If she has her legs over my shoulders and she pinches my elbows together and pushes her hips through, my arms will break. Practice this with a partner, doesn't matter about social distancing. Everyone needs to know this. Thanks, guys.
Well, then we'll just fly out here. Told you.
No, it's not.
How do you know it's a female?
Because if it was a male, it would be pointed. It's not pointed at the
there we
back.
go.
Come on.